Yes, hello everybody, this is Ray from Raising United and I'm back. So it's been back to back videos. Listen, go watch my other two previous videos and you are going to enjoy. Let me remove this because I don't need it right now. And yeah, let me tell you, listen, it feels great. A lot of people don't know that when you have all the good news in your ears and you're hearing all these things, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy myself, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do, enjoy myself, making sure you guys also get a piece of it. But this is some serious stuff. We were so close. What do I mean by that? A lot of people are seeing my captions as being extremely mysterious. Oh, mystifying. Oh, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, cringe. I know. But smash the like button where you're at. Smash the subscribe button, of course. Become a member. Let's obviously get the channel to 50K. Let's get it fast. Let's get to 50K. We need to get that plaque, 100K, that silver plaque. All right. Listen, we were so close, and when I come back, it's on.
Raise United. Oh my God, Raise made another one. Woo!
Ray's made another one. Woo! Shout outs to my guy who recorded and obviously produced and gave me this particular tune. I love it, signature tune, And listen, smash the like button where you're at, smash the subscribe button, of course, become a member. Let's watch this channel grow and let's get to 50K no time. But today I'm going to talk about something that obviously I have given it some deep thought, and obviously I come to realize, what you guys need to know. And what is this about? We were so close. Now, somebody will be like, does that mean we can't be as close? Well, I'm about to tell you precisely what that means, and then I'll tell you the context behind it. And of course, like I said, consume the content carefully, because your comments will determine if you've watched it, digested it, or if you just chewed it and poured it. That will be differentiated from the comments that you give. Because I read all the comments, so I know which ones are just non-factual, which ones are just silly nonsense, and which ones are well thought through. So I know whether it agrees with me or not. I know. Okay, so we were so close. What does that mean? Okay, so if you remember, right, if you remember, those of you, whatever time you joined Pi, some people would have told you that this is going to be generational. The wealth you're going to accumulate will be generational. I've got people who said they've got people who want to pay their children's school fees. I got people who says, "Oh, is this going to be a life-changing financial thing that we would get islands and stuff?" I was joking about the island thing. In Britain we have a lot of banter, so when I do that, it's all banter. Trust me, I know the reality of things. And then we had the people who told you that we were going to get a price of $1 million per pie. They know who they are. Do you know what I mean? Now, in reality, that was never the case, which I told you about. That was not to say that we were breeding negativity or spreading lies. We were actually spreading the truth and breeding positivity, to say the least. But as it turned out, we were actually so close to something bigger, which I'm going to say very soon. Now, before I get there, I want to actually enlighten you on something. If you are not enlightened as at now, if you are, kudos to you. If you're not, pay attention. Now, when I joined Pi back in 2019, I didn't have anybody to tell me such and such is what was going to happen. But what I was told by the then Pi core team, which comprised only three people as far as I was concerned, which were Nicholas Kokales, Chen Diao Fan, and Vincent Mark Phillips. He's not here anymore. Or sorry, he's not with the project anymore, doing his own thing. That will be a story for another day. But we now have these two people. But then we had the three of them, of which communication was so good because we had Vincent, who was communicating a lot and clearly as well, because English is his native language. The other two, English is not their native language. Therefore, they can only speak from an academic standpoint. And therefore, sometimes it wasn't as clear if you're not privy to certain informations in crypto. But with Vincent McPhillips, everything was extremely clear. You could understand what he was saying because English is his first language. You know what I mean? And that's no disrespect to the other two because they're very learned people. However, imparting messages or delivering information is not their forte, so to speak. Now, we were so close. What do I mean by that? We were so close. If all three of them bound together, binded together, because when you create something that was eventually going to become an undertaking, you need the originals to be there to the very end, and they form sort of like a puzzle. If one is taken out, the puzzle is sort of disoriented, and the disorientation causes instability, therefore causes a sort of communication disruptions, if I was to put it that way, or communication discrepancies or communication inconsistencies. And that's what we've had since Vincent left. Therefore, this problem ensued. But those of you who were new then didn't know that problem existed because that's all you knew without Vincent. But those of us who were there from the beginning knew or know that Vincent was the other piece of that puzzle, which ensured that everything held firmly. The project held firmly. So what do I mean by we're so close? What I mean by that is if Vincent was around, this whole GCV fiasco wouldn't have existed because the communication would have been clear. He would have come out and said what he had to say to clarify things, and we would believe and understand what he's saying because he's part of the founders, not just the core team, but the founders. And when the founders speak or spoke, people knew that, okay, they were saying something factual or something straight to the point. But when just the core team or something is typed and posted onto social media, all of us tend to be like, we don't know who sent it. It could be any of them. We don't know who. Do you know what I mean? It's just the Pi core team. Do you know what I mean? So then the communication was so clear, so much so that we understood what was happening. And so we were told that by all of them, particularly Nicholas Kokal, that those of us who started or mining then back in 2019, early 2020, pre-COVID, we were the ones that were going to benefit from the project because we were mining at a much higher rate. Therefore, if we invited more people, our mining rate would be extremely high and the pie we accumulated would be better. However, the one thing we weren't told was if these people who we invited tend to um, falter along the way, it would affect the pie that they've contributed. We weren't told that up until recently, before these whole things happened. We were told that those people will lose their pie in the form of a forfeiture, and therefore we don't gain anything from what they got, which means that it doesn't matter whether we invited them back in 2019 or invited them yesterday, as long as they never got KYC, they migrated and did the went through everything before the grace period came to an end, we were going to lose everything. And so, as at now, I don't know how much I've lost, but I know that we have lost a lot. Therefore, we were so close because if all those people, if this information was imparted properly, like the way it used to be from back in the day, and communication was smoother, like the way it used to be from back in the day, we would have been even much closer, and a lot of us would have accumulated. A lot of us would have got the accumulated pie via our referrals and security circle. Unfortunately, most of them, including recently, I realized a friend of mine had obviously had his pie forfeited, even though I did my best to get him to get KYC'd and everything. I don't know what happened along the way. He's lost all of his pie, apart from 2 pie is what was left, which is unverified. Zero transferable pie, zero migrated 2 pie from thousands of pie. So, because he didn't invite anyone, but he started mining since 2019. So I realized whatever tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of pie some of us may have had, we're going to lose a lot of it. We're going to lose probably 90% of it. So therefore, we were so close. We were so close to get into the so-called promised land that all of us thought we were going to get to. And now my only saving grace is the pie that I mined, which is not even up to 10,000 pie, the pie that I mined. Do you know what I mean? So I would say it's been a fruitless journey. I'm not imparting negativity, you know me, but I'm just speaking about myself. I'm speaking about the fact that some of us would have been going through the same thing that I've gone through, who are senior pioneers from 2019 and early 2020, pre-COVID. So, yeah, it's been fruitless. I wouldn't say it's been fruitful. It's been fruitless because we're going to lose at least 80% of the unverified pie. I can tell you that for sure. So therefore, we were so close and yet so far. Take care of yourselves, people. Name is Ray, channel's Race United. What is peace? And I love you all. Smash the like button on your way and watch the last video.
Raise United. Oh my God, Raise made another one. Woo!